Well, good evening and welcome to episode 87 of the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, where connections matter. Each week, we bring you interviews of Detroit difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship and community involvement. So, thank you for joining us on this special episode. I am Charles, your host, aka Charlie the Plug, here to plug good information, good opportunity, and great connections. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for those who are joining in live on our YouTube channel at Detroit Metro Plug Podcast, on our Facebook page, the Detroit Metro Plug Podcast, and on LinkedIn at Detroit Metro Plug Podcast. Want to thank everybody for joining us. Hey, man, if you find value in what we're doing, we are celebrating the positive contributions of local Detroiters, entrepreneurs, business owners, community leaders of nonprofits doing great work, celebrating their positive contributions. If you find positive in the things that we're showcasing, the great stories, uh, please follow, like, and share. Share this with your friends and family. Over at 85, 86, now today will be 87 episodes of Difference Makers. We're going to be soon, within a few months, probably the beginning of next year, we're going to hit 100 episodes. We're going to have a big celebration, but more details to come. So thank you. Happy fall here in Detroit, Michigan. The weather is starting to change a little bit cool in the morning. Got to have a light jacket, like a windbreaker or something. Then it gets hot around between 12, 3 and 4, 5. Then it starts cooling back down as the sun. So we definitely are in the fall weather. For a lot of people, this was the first day of school for the children and for teachers. Shout out, special prayers for our teachers. Thank you for your work and dedication. Really appreciate your work. Thoughts and prayers for a successful school year. And we want to pray and thoughts and prayers for the students that they will be protected from harm and danger, protection from bullying. And unfortunately, we got, issues with gun violence in schools. So we're praying for protection. So celebrate our teachers. Thank you for your hard work. Well, today we have a pre-recorded interview. I did a couple of interviews during Juneteenth. Shout out to Black Leaders Detroit. That was in partnership with them. And we have a very special interview that I'm going to show. It is featuring Detroit artists known as Felle. He's a national artist, traveled the country. He's been on different platforms, TV. He's done some work with body art. He does also airbrushing. He's done a lot of the airbrush jackets and clothing that you may see in videos and people around the city. I remember when I was growing up, we had the airbrush jackets the young ladies would wear with the rhinestones and stuff like that, with Mickey Mouse and their characters. And he did that when he was at Northland when it was around. So we're gonna share that video. He did a special mural, not too right near his gallery on Livernois, the Felle Gallery in Livernois in the Avenue of Fashion in Detroit. So we're gonna talk about that. But before we go into our guests, a few things. Friend of the podcast, Kim Brooks, minister, great woman of God, leader here in Detroit, Detroit celebrated author. She's doing her stage play, coming Swedish Day weekend. I got my tickets. Do you have yours? So you want to go to www. He's fine. What is it? www. He's fine. Or is he saved? Stage play. I'm gonna share a little video that explains how to get your tickets. So friend of the podcast, just being kind to her, encourage you guys to get the tickets. Her best-selling book is she made it to a stage play, and it's going to be showcased Swedish Day weekend. It's only 2 nights. So here's a little bit of information about that.
And I'm so excited to announce he's fine, but is he saved is coming to the stage. We got Brumman, Reggie Ballard from Mark, Dave Big, weekend. Sunday Best winner from BET, Thicker Than Waters, Jewel Taker with Detroit's finest talent, including Paul Dean, Dr. Eddie Connor, Jason Jamerson, Tavon Platt, Queen Fierce, Brielle, and Sansa Sanika, and more. And it all goes down this Sweeties Day weekend here at the beautiful Michael Guido Theater. Join us 2 nights only. It's going to be epic.
All right, so get your tickets. I got mine. The general admission is $40, and VIP is $60. So they're going to go up after a certain time. So you want to get your tickets. Yeah, just look up Kim Brooks on Facebook, and He's Fine, Is He Saved stage play. You want to search that in Eventbrite and get your tickets. Also, many of you may know I am an ambassador of Black Leaders Detroit, and I have the privilege of amplifying what they're doing and encouraging people to become members. So if you ever thought about how you can make an impact in the Detroit area, if you want to be a face of a hero, think about joining me and become a member of Black Leaders Detroit. Just go to blackleadersdetroit.org, blackleadersdetroit.org. Become a member. It's only $1 a week. If we collectively contribute $1 a week, we'll have a great impact on local nonprofits, also businesses. And I was fortunate enough to receive a grant from Black Leaders Detroit, and that small grant is going to help me to better serve the community, serving community leaders and entrepreneurs by amplifying their stories. I'll be talking more about it, expanding my equipment, getting professional services and marketing, branding, and sponsorship, helping with getting consultants to help out with that, to expand my reach, to increase our visibility, but also to serve you, community leaders, entrepreneurs. So you hear about that. But yeah, just join Black Leaders Detroit. They provide resources, not just grants, no interest loans, not low, no, NO interest loans. So they provide that for Black-led businesses, and you do not have to be an African American or Black person to join. You can sign up as an ally, as a supporter, and that way that helps local businesses and creates a great ecosystem and economic development here in the city of Detroit. Here's a quick video with that.
Black Leaders Detroit, they knew that during the pandemic, that Black businesses were going to be left out of any type of funding that the government gave, and they wanted to make sure that they were able to figure out how they could step up and help, because again, this is their community, and they want to make sure that their community is still here when this pandemic is over with. And the only way you can do that is by offering support to your community, and so they stepped up and they did that.
I've been telling everyone I know about Black Leaders Detroit. The things that they're doing is simply amazing. And they're taking care of business for the Black business owners.
It's $1 a week donation to keep this great thing moving. $1 a week keeps it popping. Black Leaders Detroit.
All right. Just $1 a week keeps it popping. $1 a week keep this momentum going. So sign up, $52 a week. $52 a year, $1 a week, $4.33 a month. Will have an impact on local African-American led businesses. Again, this is open to all to be a member and supporting the ecosystem here. And hopefully we'll see this replicated all across America and across the world, where small, regular people can pool their dollars and provide opportunities for businessmen and business ladies. All right, so let's get into our guests for tonight. This is a pre-recorded interview. Had a privilege of sitting down, being a part of a great mural project celebration and reveal during the Juneteenth weekend in partnership with Black Leaders Detroit. I was able to interview a few people who were at the celebration, And so our next guest interview is with a local Detroit artist, great artist, airbrush painting. Check out his gallery. It's on the Avenue of Fashion. It's called the Felle, Felle, the Felle Gallery, in the Avenue of Fashion, right there, almost between Pembroke and 8 Mile. So, and then right near there, there's a mural that he was commissioned to design. And so I'm actually interviewing him in front of that mural, and he's talking about just his artist journey and how that project came about. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 87, The Artist, known as Felle. Podcast where connections matter. Each week, we bring you interviews of Detroit difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship and community involvement. Today, I'm fortunate to be a part of a great event. We're doing a pop-up podcast event edition. Pop-up podcast edition. Here on the Avenue of Fashion, we were a part of a celebration of a great mural that was put together with our guests. We're going to talk about that. And also, we're a part of the Juneteenth celebration. So who's sitting beside me? Our next guest to the Detroit Metro Plug podcast is Felle. He goes by Felle. He is the owner of Felle Gallery. Felle Gallery is located on the Avenue of Fashion between 7 Mile and 8 Mile. So be sure to check out his gallery. Been in the store today. Some great pieces of art. And he's going to share a little bit about his business himself. And if you don't mind sharing our audience, are you a native Detroiter? Or?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah. So share us a little about your Detroit connection.
Oh, yeah.
And then go into your business and what you do as an artist.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Felle. I am a nationally known artist. Been doing my thing as far as art for, 35, 40 years, brother. I've done work for every hip-hop artist, hip-hop and R&B artist for over 25, 30 years. I've been doing work for Tyler Perry for over 25 years. Done all the backdrops for the plays and all of that stuff. And a few years ago, just decided to really start focusing more on home in Detroit and building those connections. So I have a lot of murals around the city. And as he mentioned, I'm the owner of the Felle Gallery. And we've actually been on the Avenue of Fashion for about 16, 17 years now. And just out here enjoying the day, enjoying business as a whole, and doing our thing, celebrating our freedom.
Wow. So you've been doing art. Has the gallery been here for
16, 17 years,
16,
yes.
17 years, okay. Tell us a little bit about your path to the art that you do and your specific creations.
Okay. Well, many years ago, I was blessed to be with the team, Kingpin, airbrushing artists, and it was a team of about, I would say 10 to 12 artists, and, we were doing rhinestone jackets, and, I was blessed to be able to do a lot of backdrops for a lot of the concerts and tours, the photography backdrops, and by the work being on, being at festivals and all over the country, that is what opened up the door to, celebrities and different people, giving me a call and reaching out and getting work done. So that's actually what led me towards that path. And just doing my work, I decided I wanted to get into fine art, learned a little bit more about that, and started doing my work, and was signed with a publishing company. So I was blessed to be able to go on the road for about 5 or 6 years, doing many festivals, and people buying my work and all over the country. So that is what led me to owning and opening up my own gallery, my own art gallery, and giving other artists the opportunity, where I can sell their work and sell my work as well.
So your main focus is with airbrush?
Airbrush and acrylics, yes.
Okay. How does explain the difference between airbrush and acrylics versus people use as painting,
right,
or different kind
Well, it's all painting. The difference is airbrush is the only medium that never touches the surface. So when you're actually painting with an airbrush, your medium or your tool never touches the actual surface. Where if you're painting with a paintbrush, you're touching, you're dipping in the paint, then you're painting on the canvas or whatever you're painting. So airbrushing, that's hence, the word air, where it's literally blowing the paint on the surface. So that's the difference. Airbrushing is a derivative of graffiti. You have a lot of spray paint cans. Right. Even like those guys that's out here spray painting. A lot of muralists now are using spray paint. But if you think about it, they never touch the actual brick wall. It's no reason to. They're spraying with spray paint cans. So that's where the whole airbrush thing, and it's also directly connected.
How was you introduced to airbrushing?
A friend of mine through music, like airbrush and graffiti is one of the aesthetics of hip hop.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm glad you know that.
Yeah.
So me, my direct connection and love for music, I was around a lot of music cats, and one of the guys, I was at his house and he came out. He knew I was drawing and dibbing and dabbing in paint, and he showed me that airbrush, and he let me play around with it, and I've been painting ever since.
All right. So you started out just drawing, just sketching on your own. Was it like comic books? Or because when I used to draw, I used to try to comic book here.
It's crazy because a lot of artists started doing cartoons and all. I never really cared for that. I appreciate it. Looking at it, and I recognize the talent in the artist. It was just something that I was never really interested in. I don't know what it was, but for some reason, when I was young, I always wanted to draw faces and all of that. So that's one of my specialties is portraits. But so I went from drawing faces to actually painting them, and I remember being petrified in painting portraits. And I just dove in. Like I've always been, the type of artist who don't mind being uncomfortable because I understand that's how you learn.
Right.
So
that's cool.
And it's been awesome journey. And I mean, the journey continues, but it's been an awesome journey.
Wow.
And a blessing to be able to make a living. Like I haven't punched the clock since I was 16.
Right.
I worked at McDonald's for like 6 months, and started doing some other things and doing my art, and never looked back.
Now, I wanted, if you don't mind, I found it quite interesting. So, a friend of yours introduced you to the airbrush.
Yes.
And if it's not touching the canvas or the piece you're putting it on, what's the technique to, isn't it different from actual sketching or painting?
Actually, I mean, I didn't know anything about the airbrush, so my way of going in was basically drawing with the airbrush. So, the first thing that I painted with the airbrush was a t-shirt, because at the time, like you mentioned, or we mentioned hip hop, at the time, airbrush and hip hop was, pretty much synonymous at the time, because you had cats out of New York, Shirt Kings. They were doing airbrushing for like Belle Biv DeVoe and LL Cool J, and, Guy. A lot of the hip hop artists and a few R&B artists, they were actually wearing it on their clothes. So it was already being marketed as something that was directly connected to hip hop. It was just I wasn't in it. So you know what I'm saying, I didn't have that platform. So once he showed me the actual airbrush, I just dove in and messing with those colors, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I had already had experience drawing. Right. So it was just,
so you had a eye-hand coordination and a technique down.
So it was just pretty much just do what I can do and dive in. And when I left his house, I mean, I had a shirt with my artwork with colors and everything on a t-shirt, so it was instant gratification. And that's another thing is the process of airbrushing is instant gratification. Where you can tell an artist, I want my name with a beat scene or some buildings and blah blah blah, and 20 minutes later the shirt is done. Instantly. So it's and you can watch them do it. So that's what pretty much attracted me to the whole airbrush medium.
And I was just thinking back, my coming of age was in the late 80s, 90s.
Yes. You same as me.
I remember people wearing the blue jean jackets, and they would take them to different shops.
We would
go to Northland.
We was at Northland. We
get a Levi jacket or whatever.
Yep, at Northland.
And then they'll go to a spot to get an airbrush and something.
That was
a cartoon character or
that was
some hip hop, some lettering.
Yep, all of that. Kingpin airbrushing.
Okay. All right.
We had a spot at Northland. We started at Northland.
Yes.
We had Fairlane, Eastland.
Wow.
Yeah, that was us. It was, like I said, it was a crew of a bunch of guys, and what a lot of people don't know is we actually started. I'm gonna make the connection together where you can understand.
Right.
A lot of people don't know. When you think about it, those photography backdrops that was in the clubs and all of that stuff,
right.
We started that here in Detroit.
Right.
And us as artists, our team, we started doing the backdrops where a lot of photographers, it blended over to other cities. So a lot of photographers started doing the backdrops. Because when you think about it, back in the day, they had the wicker chairs.
Right.
And they had like maybe a wicker fan or something like that.
Right.
They wasn't really using, the backdrops with the city scene.
Yeah, but you got.
So once we started doing the cars and, we started doing, like I said, the city scenes and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And the work was you have photographers that was traveling doing these different festivals and stuff. So the work just spread it. Now I'm gonna show you how, outside of it being at a hip hop concert or something like that, show you how it connected into the graphic design industry, because you had someone like Master P, who when you think about it, he had a collection where you would collect these album covers, and those covers were the cars and all of that stuff. It was the graphic designs. Now, so that airbrush work transferred over into the Photoshop and the graphic designers doing, all of that, collage of hip hop, of cars and money and diamonds and jewelry, and that's the stuff that we were doing on the backdrop. Mm-hmm. So when you think about those album covers, all of that stuff was basically a duplicate of what we were already doing on the backdrops, and how it ties into, one of the connections and how it transferred over into the digital world. And now, you got a lot of cats doing the artificial intelligence with the art and all of that. So, it's all the derivative of, young cats here in Detroit airbrushing.
No, that's awesome. So you gave a foundation, your journey with airbrushing, your journey with your creativity, your influences with hip hop. Let's go into your connection with the Felle gallery and how that got started. Do you? Is there a particular art for airbrushing style?
No.
Art? So explain more about that.
I mean, the gallery there's here on the Avenue of Fashion. There's about 5 or 6 different art galleries, and the Felle gallery is the only gallery on the Avenue. Not to separate myself, because everyone is selling great work, but my gallery is the only gallery that's actually owned by an artist. The work that I have in my gallery is not only my work. I have some pieces there, and then also I wanted to create opportunities for local artists and then other artists around the world, to sell their work as well. So we specialize in custom framing, and we have work from, like I said, artists all over the country, and then also, like I said, we have my work as well. So, an art gallery is something that I never actually. It was never a dream of mine. Right. I just felt it was something that I needed to do at the time, and the reason for that is I was so much in the habit of doing work for celebrities and concerts and tours and stuff, where I would paint it, put it in the mail, and it's gone. And then I'm off to the next job, paint it, put it in the mail, and it's gone. Right. Where I never had a place where people could actually come and see my work and purchase it and take it home, and just a place to display my work. Right. So that was probably the beginning of, me being an artist and doing the murals. Because, the murals transform into, again, somewhere where I can have my work displayed and people can come and look at it and actually see a representation of me and who I am. And then I love how that, how that lends its hand to the community. Now, that's strong.
Now, I want to go into, we're going to talk about the mural. We're sitting one of the ones behind us that people can see. So for those artists who want to connect with you, maybe have their work possibly sold or displayed, what's the best way they can reach out to you?
Well, we're on Facebook. We're on most of the social media networks. We're on Facebook, Instagram. Our Facebook is the Felle Gallery.
The Felle Gallery?
Yeah, that's Felle, Felle like jelly.
Okay, Felle like jelly.
Yes. And then also, I was blessed. I know I've done a lot, but I was blessed to be on a national TV show called Skin Wars.
Skin Wars.
Yeah,
okay.
body painting competition show.
Wow.
So on
is that different from tattoo? Or?
well, yeah, we were doing body painting, like literally painting human bodies. Painting
oh,
women.
okay.
And what it was, the premise of the show is they grabbed 10 of the top artists around the country to come together and compete for $100,000, and that's really what the show was about. And actually, RuPaul was one of the judges on the show.
Wow.
It was GSN's first go at doing like reality TV. So we were their first show doing that. It was a hit TV show. It actually had 2 other spinoffs from that show. So, like I said, I'm trying to remember where I was going.
We were telling me about your show and about how artists can connect with you.
Yeah, so okay, that was my reason for bringing up Skin Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, on Instagram it's skin_wars_Felle.
Oh,
Skin Wars Felle.
Okay.
That's Felle on Instagram.
Skin Wars _Felle.
Yep, and they can always come down to the gallery, reach out and come down to the gallery.
Where are you located?
Right at 19926 Livernois.
19926 Livernois between
Pembroke
and 8 Mile. Pembroke, Minnesota.
Yep, the Felle Gallery.
What are your hours of operation?
Our hours is 11 Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7.
Okay. All right, so let's go into as you can see the backdrop of this beautiful mural. We had a celebration today, June the 17th,
Yes.
in celebration of Juneteenth. I noticed the name is Absolute Equity. Is that right?
Absolute Equality.
Oh, Absolute Equality. My
Yes.
bad. Absolute Equality. So you talked about, was this done with airbrushing or?
Well, it's a mixture of both.
Oh, okay.
Most of the paints are latex, but actually all of the paints are latex, but it's a mixture of hand and airbrush.
Hand airbrush. So give us the backdrop of how this all came about and a little bit of your concept with this.
Well, they actually reached out to me from Texas. This mural.
When you say they, who is?
I'm sorry, Absolute Equality.
Oh, Absolute Equality.
Yes, they were looking for a wall. The Avenue of Fashion is the longest strip of black businesses in the country.
Okay.
So they were really
in the country.
Yes, in the country.
There's
probably in the world.
There's no strip of black businesses.
Not as many. We have
not
over.
Like in Atlanta. I thought, man.
Not one location with over 100 black businesses. Like we have over 100 black businesses.
That should be like. I think that should be amplified.
I
would have thought, just being naive, thinking, Atlanta is Atlanta. I'm thinking everybody.
But we have. There's a lot of history here on the Avenue of Fashion, and not only are we the longest concentrated area, but for the longest time.
Right.
Like I said, this is Black Wall Street right here at its best. And so they reached out, Absolute Equality reached out to me, and they were really focused on having a mural done on the avenue. And this is a part of a 6 city around the country: Miami, Chicago, Philadelphia, Detroit, and there are 2 others. But this is a part of a documentary that they're filming.
Okay. Absolutely.
Representing Juneteenth.
Are they a company or?
Yes, it's an organization, but actually an artist started the company, Reginald Adams.
Okay. All right.
Out of Galveston. Yeah. And where the proclamation where it started, in Galveston, Texas. And like I said, he reached out to me. They were looking for an artist to paint the wall, and they wanted me to pick the wall. So we got started on the project. Capital One was partnering up with Absolute Equality, and they were beautiful, incredible partners through this whole process. And we jumped on, and they filmed it while we were working on it. And the Capital One team came out and assisted with painting a little bit, we've been having fun, and it's been an awesome time. And I definitely feel blessed and honored to be the artist chose, for them to reach out and send that in my direction. And I think I, did a great job at representing what they were looking for.
So they reached out to you and they were looking for a wall. How did this location come about?
I actually picked the location by me owning the gallery next door.
Right.
This was a wall that I had my eye on for years.
Okay.
And again, it created a reason to tie in with the business owner that owns this food mart here next door. So it actually assisted him with making a connection with the community, and then me as well, with it being right next door to my gallery and being on the Avenue of Fashion. It was another way for me to show my love for the community and me to be able to give back.
Right. So how did you come up with the whole? Artists can see the hands, the chains. How did you come up with the whole look and the concept?
I really, my goal was to represent the celebration of the proclamation being signed, and to represent us today. I wanted to go back a little in history, and then also show people celebrating and putting their hands up and just, like I said, celebrating us as a people. And not only is it African American history, but it's also American history, and I wanted to represent that. So by using also the colors of Juneteenth, using the colors of the flag and all of that. So but that was really my driving force. I have an image of Abraham Lincoln, saying right above the Emancipation Proclamation with him signing it, and then also on the other side I have a portrait of Harriet Tubman, and then in the middle I have the chains breaking, and then also what a lot of people don't know, in the middle is actually the hand of the Spirit of Detroit, the statue of the Spirit of Detroit, and what that represents, what a lot of people don't know, what that statue represents is opportunity. A lot of people move from the South and move to Detroit, and if you look in the hand, there's a family, a man holding his wife, and the wife holding the baby, and them looking up to God, looking for that opportunity, and that their goal, that's the light of God shining down on them, saying, this is the Spirit of Detroit. We believe in those opportunities, for you to shine and uprise here in the city. So I really wanted to make a Detroit connection as well with, with the absolute equality and Juneteenth history.
Wow. And it's a great mural. For those who are watching, if you're in Detroit, you definitely want to come by Pembroke and Livernois to see this great mural all summer long. If you're visiting Detroit, come check out the historic Avenue of Fashion, the longest strip of Black-owned concentrated businesses in the country, maybe the world. I don't know. We're going to definitely say the country. And be sure to check out the Felle Gallery, located right here on the Avenue of Fashion near Pembroke and Livernois, between Pembroke and 8 Mile. Any special announcements that you have going on, or special things going on?
This summer I'll be super busy. I was awarded 2 murals from the city of Detroit, so I'm actually working on a mural now at Stein Park, right across from Cody High School. And so just come out and see the murals, and then I have a Motown mural that I'm really excited about.
Commissioned to do that?
Yeah, I'll be doing that on the Avenue of Fashion. I'll be doing that on Livernois. I chose the wall.
Oh, it's another wall.
Yep. And so I'm really excited about that. So look forward to that coming down the pipe, and we just having fun, man. I'm living life and being an artist, being able to do what I love to do, and it's a serious blessing, and I don't take it for granted at all.
I appreciate that.
Thanks, bro.
Well, again, I appreciate you being on this podcast, sharing about your journey.
Appreciate you having me.
Yes, sharing about this great mural. So for those, definitely want to encourage you, want to support. How can they get in touch with you? Facebook? Is it?
Facebook is the Felle Gallery.
The Felle Gallery.
FELLE Gallery. And skin _wars _Felle on Instagram. Or like I said, they can come down to the gallery Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7. Reach out to us.
All right, let's support. And remember, connections matter. Let's support one another, and we can win together. All right.
Thank you, brother.
All right, thank you. All right, that's it.
Hey everyone, this is Charles with Detroit Metro Plug Podcast. If you are finding value in today's video, I invite you to subscribe, like, and comment. We would love to hear your feedback. And don't forget to click on that notification bell so you can be notified when we have upcoming episodes of difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship and community involvement. If you're interested in being a part of our Facebook networking community, I invite you to click on the link to be a part of that community. This is a place where you can network with like-minded people and a chance to share about your product or service. If you're interested in working with me directly on how you can share your story with video or with podcasting, you can email me direct at DetroitMetroPlug313@gmail.com. Thanks again, and let's get back to this interview.
All right. Thank you for those who've been watching our live stream. I had an opportunity to share that pre-recorded interview with the Detroit artist known as Felle. He has the Felle Gallery located on Livernois between Pembroke and 8 Mile on the Great Avenue of Fashion. As we talked about in our interview, the Avenue of Fashion is recognized and known for having the most concentrated black-owned businesses and well, we don't know about the world for sure in the country. A lot of black-owned businesses. So, but check out his gallery. The murals there. You're driving down the Avenue of Fashion. You know, you're getting your hair done, haircut. Make sure you stop, check out that mural. If you're getting some food in some of the restaurants over there, whether it's getting dessert from Good Cakes and Bakes. I've gotten dessert over there. Brother Bartell, his restaurants, Cuzzo's, what's that? Petty Cash Loan, Trap Vegan. I've been trying to get to Trap Vegan. They've been quite busy over there, so one day I'm gonna get over there. So just want to encourage everybody to check out the great restaurants, the mural, just great times in that area. A lot of development going on in that area. So shout out to all those in part of the Avenue of Fashion. Well, that wraps up our interview for today. Hopefully everyone has a great week. I hope special prayers for our teachers, educators, administrators who are working with our young people. We're praying that our kids have a safe school year. Want to give a shout out to everybody who's been watching and supporting us. We're very encouraged by your support. I'll be reaching out to local businesses. We're going to be doing some live events coming up. I got some exciting new camera equipment that I'm gonna be able to do live events, doing special things for singles, relationship panels, doing little mini helping out amplify people who are doing conferences. So it's a lot of great things planned, networking events. So stay tuned. If you're a small business and you're looking to partner with this growing community with Detroit Metro Plug podcast, and you want to be a part of what we're doing and amplify your brand, so reach out to me. I'm going to be looking for sponsors. We're going to be doing some great events. So again, I want to wish everybody a safe holiday coming up. I won't be on next week, on Monday. Hopefully everybody will enjoy their family, their trips, last little bit of summer here, at least here in Michigan. Have a safe holiday weekend. And we'll be back. Won't be back next Monday, but the following, we got some guests all booked out all the way up until October. We're going to be preparing for some. I'm trying to collaborate with a few local people. Shout out to Detroit is Different. Working on a collaboration with them, and just some exciting things here. People working together, collaborating, supporting one another, cross pollinating each little groups to help support and encourage each other. Because remember, connections matter. If you want to level up and grow, you can't do it on your own. You've got to network and share. And I pride myself in, I'm not perfect, but I pride myself in being what I call a go-giver. I'm trying to bring value to networking, relationships. I'm not just trying to take, I'm trying to be a blessing. If I can be a blessing, and the more information I know, I'm going to share and help others so we can all grow. Because I believe we can all win together. If you find value in what I'm doing, please like and share. Consider you can also keep these things going. You can donate. We have a donation link that will be in the description or through our YouTube channel. Support that channel as we continue to grow. But everyone have a good night. Have a great week, and see you again soon.